It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. All right, baby, let's go. Get a home run, baby. Love the Mets. Let's go, Mets.
Wow, I am shocked. What an absolute shocker. At the Phillies in a series in Queens. First time playing the Mets this year, huh? What a shocker. What a surprise from this team getting swept by the New York Mets. Their offense looked anemic the entire series. The entire series. They scored 3 runs this entire series. 3 runs in a 3-game series. It's not even like the Mets outdueled you offensively at all. They had trouble scoring the entire series too, but they scored more runs than you did. They did more offensively than you did. Taijuan Walker, go figure, when you give him a 2-0 lead, has a couple of shutdown innings, but then go figure he allows a home run to Mark Canha again, who apparently were his bitch again, because all this dude does now is hit home runs against the Phillies on a very long line list of Philadelphia Philly killers in goddamn history. Mark Canha is definitely now near the tops of the list because it feels like now just every time this guy's in the lineup against the Phillies, he hits a home run. That's what it feels like. And Taijuan Walker gets into some pitch trouble, gets into some counts trouble. He leaves the game early with an injury. Go figure. He left the game earlier this season, I believe. It was against the Seattle Mariners with, I believe it was elbow inflammation. So, who knows? Was Taijuan Walker still hurt? Was he still injured this entire time that he was pitching? I have no idea. I wouldn't be shocked because they don't tell us anything. They say, oh, he's fine. He's going to make his next start, everything like that. I won't be shocked that, we see Taijuan Walker end up on the IL, the 10-day IL. He doesn't make his next start. And also go figure, Alec Boehm's now on the 10-day IL with the hamstring issue. You go up 2-0 on Max Scherzer. Trey Turner gets a hit down the line. Bryce Harper walks. They both steal. Nick Castellanos was inches away from hitting a home run, but he gets a sac fly. Also, during that process, there was an error by the Mets catcher, which allowed Trey Turner to score. So in that entire process, you get a 2-0 lead. That was your entire offense the entire game. That was. And granted, you out-hit them again today. But that doesn't care. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all because you know why this Phillies team, they can't beat the Mets because the Mets were their bitches. We just can't beat them at all. That's the bottom line. That's the entire discussion on this thing. It just can't happen. For some reason, I don't know why, this team can't beat the Mets. I have my one buddy that is a Mets fan DMing me fucking Mark Canha shit on Instagram, and I hate it. Hate it here. My God. This team is fucking terrible. It is terrible. And it's like, I was talking about some of my buddies, and he always brings up this one point. Always brings up this one point. I'll read it to you right here. Let's see. Yeah, he went through this whole thing right here in the Discord chat, so... This is my good buddy Joe Ettinger. You can follow him on Twitter. He always has some nice little facts about the Phillies. So, this is what he basically went on this whole spiel. It sounds like an oversimplification, but this is the truth. They are playing like dog shit. They know that they're playing like dog shit. The only way to get better is for the good players to stop playing like dog shit. Other than saying, be more selective at the plate, what are they supposed to do to Trey Turner? Tell him to stop sucking? I know we always try to look for a concrete reason, person to blame, but I really just think it's the players playing poorly. I don't know how to fix it. And I know it's never just injuries as the reason for things, but they're down to like their 9th or 10th string starting pitcher and their 4th string first baseman. Yeah, injuries are definitely a factor, but I think what he summarized there, this is not a managerial issue. This is not a coaching staff issue. This is a player issue. This is the players, your good players. Kyle Schwarber, oh, by the way, Kyle, it's June 1st. By the way, Kyle, it's June 1st. Oh, what did you do on this very June 1st, might I ask? You went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. You went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. I thought Kyle Schwarber was supposed to be this monster in June, and automatically the calendar flips to June 1st, and he automatically goes off He didn't. He didn't. It's more of the same from Kyle Schwarber. 0 for 4 day. 0 for 4 day from Mr. Schwarber. Nick Castellanos showed up, though. He was perfect at the plate. He went 3 for 3 with a sac fly. Kyle Schwarber 0 for 4. You're down to, now with Alec Bowman, you're down to starting Cody Clemens every day, regardless that you were doing that regardless. Edmundo Sosa is going to be starting every day now. This is what we're watching. This is what we're watching. This is what we're watching. My God. We're watching Cody Clemens and Edmundo Sosa start every day. And that's not a knock on those two players. But this is what they're not everyday players. Sosa's a nice guy that you can platoon on the bench from time to time. He's not an everyday guy. We all know what Cody Clemens is. He's been, sadly one of your best hitters. He sadly has been. But good for him, no. He's been fine. But he should be starting every day, because once he starts starting every day, you're going to see him overexposed. Taijuan Walker, 4 innings, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 74 pitches. He lives with an injury. Matt Strahm, the bullpen was fine. Matt Strahm gives up 1 run, that's it. Soto had a fine inning. Kimbrel had a fine 9th or 8th inning. Strahm ate up 2 innings for you. 12 strikeouts. Max Scherzer had 9 on the day. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk. 101 pitches for Scherzer. You went 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. You had 1 chance with runners in scoring position all game. All game. All game. Well, technically not, because the error happened with the Trey Turner run scoring and Nick Castellanos got the sac fly, so technically those 2 at-bats don't count. But still, overall, 1. Oh, man. Oh, man. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to Corey Seidman here, just to see if there's any stats to use. Any stats. Yeah, they made the roster move for Alec Bohm. Phillies lose 4-2. They were swept in New York, scoring 4 runs in 3 games. They're 2-5 on their NL East road trip, and their rotation problems might have gotten worse. If Taijuan Walker is hurt. So we still don't know. The Phillies say he's not hurt, but his velocity is down significantly and his control was way off. I'm not shocked if he's still hurt. I wouldn't be shocked. I really wouldn't be shocked. Let me read this article from Corey Seidman. Taijuan Walker isn't hurt, he said after Thursday afternoon, after his velocity was significantly down and his control was off in the 4-2 loss to the Mets. It adds yet another layer of concern to what has been a disappointing season for the Phillies, who were swept in Citi Field and are 25-31 heading into D.C. Just a game better than the last place Nationals. Oh, doesn't that sound fun? Doesn't that sound dandy? You're 1 win better than the last place Washington Nationals. Complacency. I just don't think it has anything to do with it. Manager Rob Thompson said, we just haven't put it all together yet. Walker retired 9 of the first 10 Mets he faced in the series finale, but unraveled thereafter. His sinker averaged 90.6 miles an hour, well down from his season average of 92.7. His four-seam fastball splitter were also down more than 1 mile an hour. The Mets whiffed just 4 of his 74 pitches. Walker has 3 strikeouts in his last 14 innings. He induced a good amount of soft early contact in his prior 2 starts, but continues to walk far too many hitters. He's walked multiple batters in 9 of his 12 starts, a problem that is amplified when you can't miss many bats. Honestly, I just couldn't get it going, Walker said. Morning game, I don't want to make any excuses, but my body just wasn't going for me. Kind of just searching right now, trying to find what's working, a little bit of all over the place. Walker, who signed a 4-year, $72 million contract in the offseason, has not pitched well overall in the first 2 months as a Philly. The team already in a precarious position in the rotation with no 5th starter and few legitimate choices on the farm. The starting pitching depth is so thin that Saturday, the next time the 5th stopper comes up, will be another game started by the bullpen. Joy! Joy! He was just off today. Command was off. His stuff wasn't as crisp, Thompson said. Go figure. He's got to grind through it just like our hitters, just like everybody on the roster. We got to start playing better baseball and get back to 500. The Phillies scored 3 runs in the 3-game sweep. They walked 3 times. They ranked bottom 3rd in all of baseball in home runs. That's nice. The bottom 5 in the batting average, their bottom 5 in batting average with runners in scoring position, bottom 5 in walk rate, and have chased more pitches than any team besides the White Sox. They haven't arrived at this record because of misfortune. No one's feeling sorry for us, Kyle Schwarber said. We just got to be able to turn the pages. It's important for us to go into DC and play a good series, play a good first game. If you look in the clubhouse, you see the urgency. We're not going to go and press a panic button, but the reality is we just got swept. For us as a whole group, we're frustrated, but there's a new challenge ahead of us. Oh boy, how many more challenges are there ahead of you, Mr. Kyle Schwarber? How many more challenges are that you've given yourself? The Phillies are 11-21 on the road. They lost Wednesday and Thursday despite striking first in both games. They are 2-5 on the road in their 10 NL East game road trip. They finished up with 3 in DC. The 2022 Phillies were 2 games under 500 through this many games and made it to the World Series. The 2021 Braves were 2 games under 500 and won the World Series. The 2019 Nationals were 8 games under 500 and also won it all. We can't keep going back to that. While those situations prove that 2 bad muffs doesn't necessarily spell doom, it's not something that a team in 2023 should really rely upon. Trust me, I don't think there's any, don't know what that word is, blasé. We're not panicking, but there's a sense of urgency. Just because we've had the experience last year doesn't mean it's just going to happen. You're not going to flip a season. The challenge is for us to have a short-term memory. Oh boy. 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 Look at the entire lineup. Bryce and Stott 0 for 4. Trey Turner 1 for 4. Bryce Harper 0 for 3 with a walk. Nick Castellanos 3 for 3. He was the only one that showed up today. Kyle Schwarber 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. That's nice. That's real nice. Brandon Marsh 1 for 3. Then he was eventually pinched hit for. I have no idea why. Cody Clemens 0 for 3. Edmundo Sosa 0 for 3. Garrett Stubbs 1 for 2. And JT Realmuto pinched hit and he went 0 for 1. Nice. Nice. Looking at the Mets lineup, Nimmo went 1 for 3 with a walk. Lindor went 0 for 3 with a walk. McNeil went 1 for 4. Alonso went 0 for 3 with a walk. Beatty went 1 for 4. Marte went 0 for 2. Vogelbach went 0 for 2. Canna went 1 for 2 with a home run. And Alvarez went 0 for 3. Mets were 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Standing-wise, how is this team 3.5 games out of a wild card spot? How? That's how bad the National League is. That's how bad it is that the Phillies are somehow only 3.5 games out of a wild card spot. They're only 1 game separated by the worst team in Major League Baseball, one of the worst teams in the National League, and that's the Colorado Rockies. The worst team in the National League, specifically the Colorado Rockies. They're 1 game separated by them, the Cubs, the Rockies, the Nationals. My God. My God. They're a game behind the Padres, who are 4 games below 500. They're 1 game behind. They're a game and a half behind the Reds. The Reds. And they're 3 games behind the Giants. 3.5 behind the Marlins and the Pirates. Oh, God. My God. My God. This team, man. This team sucks. They suck. They're so bad. They are so bad. So bad. So bad. I just don't know. It's literally like the sentence that I brought up earlier from one of my buddies. There's it sounds like just an oversimplification. Your top players are playing like dog shit. That's why you're sucking. Your top pitchers have not been consistent. Aaron Nola has sucked. Zack Wheeler has been inconsistent. Ranger Suarez still isn't ready yet, in my opinion. Taijuan Walker has been shit and probably is injured. You don't have a 5th starter. You don't. Because, Andrew Painter's injured. Griff McGarry hasn't been good enough down in AA. McAble isn't ready yet, so him and Griff McGarry aren't ready. You have basically no starting pitching depth down there because a lot of your other guys are injured. You could throw a Christopher Sanchez in there for a spot start, but he hasn't been good down there in AAA. Nick Nelson got injured. Injuries and people not playing bad. And the injuries are like 2% of the issue for me. 2% probably. 98% it's the rest of the team. maybe 99.5% the rest of the team. Literally, it sounds so simple, and yes, we do look for a lot of answers just to focus on like who to blame. It's everyone. It's everyone. It is everybody. Not being good enough. Not being good enough. Especially in your lineup with a Trey Turner and a Kyle Schwarber that have been your biggest liabilities in the lineup. When Cody Clemens has been better than Kyle Schwarber and Trey Turner combined, that is bad. That is bad. And it's no knock on Cody Clemens, because Cody Clemens has been fine. But when he's doing better than two of your best players in the lineup, what can I expect from Bryce Harper? He just came back from Tommy John and he's still hitting the lights out of the ball. He struggled the past couple of games, but he was due for a little bit of regression. You need more. The first month of the season, you were carried by Stott, Bowman, Marsh. Eventually, those guys came back down to earth, and now Bohm's injured. Your star players have not picked up the pace at all. Your star players are playing like dog shit. Your entire team is playing like dog shit. That is the bottom line. There's no coaching staff that you can fix any of this, and nothing else there. Nothing in the management. It's your players. It's your players that are playing like absolute dog shit. That is the bottom line. Bottom line, bottom line. And there's nothing else to talk about with this game because this is the last thing I want to focus about. My God. Thank God this game was early on so I can forget about it the rest of the day. But, oh boy, we still got, weekend against the Nationals. Do I even recap that entire weekend against Washington? I don't know. Maybe I'll just focus on Stanley Cup Finals more. That starts on Saturday. We got the NBA Finals tonight. Even though I give two shits about the NBA Finals, with the Sixers ruining my life. So yeah, maybe the Stanley Cup Finals should be our main focus. Maybe I'll go back to Stanley Cup Finals recaps. Maybe we'll do something different this weekend. Not focus on the Phillies for 2 days. Maybe that's the best thing. Oh my God. What do you guys think? Should I focus on everyday Phillies recaps for this weekend? Should I do that, or would you rather talk about the Stanley Cup Finals? That's the real question. That would be Saturday. Because this Phillies team, it's not worth talking about every day right now. And I talked about every single game last year. 95% of the games. I can't watch this. I'm still going to watch the games, but it is impossible to talk about this team and the same issues that's happening every single game for every recap. It is impossible. Because we keep bringing up the same things. You guys in the chat bring up the same things. It's the same issues. Game in, game out. Your starting pitching has been shit, inconsistent. Your offense has been shit, inconsistent. Can't hit with runners in scoring position. It is the same things we are talking about every single recap. Maybe I won't do this. Maybe I'll clear my head and not do a Phillies recap this weekend. Maybe I'll just recap the entire series against the Nationals on Sunday. Because what is your schedule looking like until your next off day? Let me see this. What is the Phillies' schedule looking like until their next off day? Because I'm not sure when their next off day is. Let me see. So they got this weekend series with the Nationals. Then they have the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday against Detroit. Okay, they have off next Thursday. They have off in a week. And then they proceed to not have a day off. Actually, let me go to MLB.com. Maybe I can tell that better with the Phillies schedule. Because ESPN, it's just in a little bit of a list. At least MLB.com has the calendar, so I can easily tell it. So let me do this. Let me go to the schedule. So like I said, their next day off is this upcoming Thursday. Well, next Thursday, actually, the 8th. And then they won't have another day off until the 19th. And then following that is the 26th. So they have 3 more days off in this month. And then you get another day off in July. You got all the day off for the All-Star break. So, you have 4 days off in the month of August. You have 3 days off in September. So, you're getting at least 3 days off every month now the rest of the year. Jesus. We do have a voicemail here. Let's go to see what Sean says here. You can leave your voicemails at 215-839-9885. If you're a Mets fan, if you want to troll, don't go overboard. But you can leave a text message, you can leave a voicemail, anything you want to. You can also utilize the YouTube live feed. It's your preference at the end of the day. But let's see what Sean says. Sean, are you going to help me with my feels?
You know, these are the times when I'm glad that I work the schedule that I do so that I miss a lot of the afternoon action during the weekdays. Lord knows I'm not missing much of anything. Let's just call it the way it is, Amadeo. The season is over with, okay? The first game of the year set the tone for what the entire season is. You come out there against Texas, you do something you've never done before against Jacob deGrom, actually score runs, you look like you're getting stuff together, and then you fall apart, you lose that game, and you haven't looked back since. I mean, the pitching sucks, the bench sucks, the fundamentals suck, the offense sucks. I have to laugh now because now it's all, should Rob Thompson be fired? And I ask you, Amadeo, did the guy get dumb in the off season? This is the same man that people were lauding what a great job he did when he took over for Girardi. I mean, yes, he has to share in the blame, as does Dave Dombrowski. But this is a player's issue. It's a player's issue. It's a Kevin Long issue. It's the lack of a minor league issue that you have to roll the greatness that is Dylan Covey out there against a division rival on Sunday Night Baseball for all to see. I'd have rather seen Britton Covey pitch that damn game. This team is just a shit show. It's over. Maybe you can start trading some of these guys off at the deadline. I don't know. But bring on training camp. Let's hear more about Jalen Carter busting up blocking sleds.
Sean. Sean. Good old Sean. Season's over. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. We still got so many months of this. My God. We still got June, July, August, and September. We still got so many more of this. It's only a third of the season. My God. My God. I can't. I can't. Man. Already on the Eagles training camp. Can Eagles training camp not? Like, seriously, Phillies baseball used to be, okay, they weren't good enough, so it's just a rollover until we get the Eagles and all that. And then last year happened. They signed Bryce Harper, all that stuff. Well, they didn't sign Bryce Harper last year, but you know what I mean. They signed Bryce Harper. There's more expectations with the team. But then, no, it's just roll over again until we get the Eagles. Phillies are just there as the distraction for the entire summer. But then last year happened. You raised our expectations by getting to the World Series. And if people want to call that fluky because they went on a magical run, I don't care, because who else is in the wrong for raising their expectations? If the Mets were to do that last year, if they were in the Phillies' place, and they were the ones that struggled to start the month, they were the ones that got into that last wild card spot, they were the ones that go on the magical run in the World Series and lose the World Series and all that stuff, don't you raise your expectations because of that? Then you go into the offseason and then you make your team 20 times better by signing one of the top players in baseball who's playing like one of the worst players in baseball right now. Doesn't that raise your expectations when you go out and make those moves? So we're not in the wrong. We're not in the wrong. This is not being delusional or anything like that. This is us having proper expectations that the team placed on themselves after that run last year and after the money that they spent in the offseason. Constantly. So we're expecting way more. And they're hurting us. They're causing us so much pain. They're ruining it a whole summer possibly for us if this continues. Ruining my summer. Of course, the year when I buy a partial plan. This slop happens. Can't believe it. I really just can't. Go to the chat before we end this off. It's hot in this room. I have one of those fans that like reads the temperature of the room currently right now. According to my fan, it's 89 degrees in here. It is a hot cesspool, and we haven't turned the air on yet. Because eventually, I believe tomorrow's going to be 90 something, and then after that, it's going back into the 70s. So we're probably not going to have the air on again. Scott, thanks for being here today. Short and sweet. This team is a fucking mess. I will let you fill in the blanks. If I wanted to get frustrated more, I watched the Sixers Celtics replay. Oh, God. I was wondering why he left early and did not come after the 5th inning. I'm assuming that's what you mean for Taiwan Walker. Channel name, LOL Phils. The offense for 3 games, 33 strikeouts. Nice. Torin, as a Mets fan, is there some reason Thompson pinch hit March for some minor leaguer NPC? It's a good question. It's a good question. I have no idea. For entertainment purposes only, I guess I can watch the endless loop of the Nick Nurse presser. Nick Nurse had a nice presser. Had a nice press conference. Definitely. NHL draft can't get here soon enough. When is that? That's the... What day is the NHL draft? I believe it's like the... I think it's 28th. Okay. 28th. I knew it was like at the end of the month. For Sean, tomorrow I am going to watch the Grass Growing Channel Marathon. Sean's going to watch old school PBS Bob Ross. Joy Bates. Cody Clement takes the mound on Saturday, our best option. I haven't followed hockey for a while, but I am game. Why not? I'll watch, says Scott. Yeah, maybe I'll do a Stanley Cup final recap on Saturday. Who knows? I'd rather watch PBA bowling over this trash. Hey, Sean, I bowled tournament bowling for over 30 years. I haven't bowled in years, but I remember Chris on ABC. I haven't bowled in a league since high school, guys. That was the last time I had a bowling league. Then I used to it was every Saturday or Sunday, me and my buddy went to like Westbrook Lanes over in Jersey with like the discount that they had on Saturdays, and we would bowl there every Saturday, like during high school and college and all that crap. We don't do it as much anymore. But like that was the thing, and like when we were really like bowling and all that stuff. My buddy's still in a bowling league, but the last time I was in a bowling league was like, what I think was high school. I think was high school. Kevin, if you're listening to this, I appreciate you, buddy. Man, I just don't get it, man. I don't. Jesus. So, I think that's where we stand. Like good bowling, I like good baseball. Shame we don't have it in Philly. That is a shame. It's a shame we won't have good hockey either, Sean. It's going to be a little bit. We really got to rely on the Eagles. And I do have faith in the Eagles. I do. But knowing I say this, the Eagles season will go 0-16. We'll go in 0-16. You heard it here first, folks. Inexcusable how they're playing with the payroll they have. I agree, VJ. I agree. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight, everybody. I'll decide what I do. We got one more comment here. The Mets strike again. Hello, I understand the pain you're going through as a Mets fan. I appreciate the sorrow. I do. I appreciate it. Let me put another thing up here for you Mets fans here.
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. All right, baby, let's go. Get a home run, baby. Love the Mets. Let's go, Mets.
I love that video. I do. I love that video so much. I don't know why, I just do. We do have a voicemail. We just got another voicemail, so why not bring it up before I end it off? I know I said I was going to end it off, but then I got a couple of more people in the chat, then I got another voicemail. It's 5:30, so. So let's listen to this voicemail. Why not? This is coming from, I believe in the description, he said his name is Al. So let's put that in there. Al, what do you got?
Hey, so I'm telling you, I think right now, by the way, my name's Al. Right now, the Phillies, what they need is pitching. Offense, I'm not worried about. They'll get together. It's just pitching.
I mean, right now, I just think, like, I do agree with you there, but, like, they need everything. They need everything. Their bad players in the lineup need to be better. Their everything needs to be better. Their starting pitching needs to be better. I wouldn't be shocked if Dave Dombrowski goes and gets a starting pitcher at the deadline. It's just like, how many more times can I say this team is so talented? It's like what Sean says, fundamentally anemic. Like, on paper, this team is super talented. They have a deep lineup and everything. They all suck. They all suck, minus maybe a couple of players. Because Bryce Harper's doing everything again, and Nick Castellanos is having a bounce back. But besides that, your young guys came back down to earth, even though Stott had a little bit of a hot streak going on there. Schwarber has been terrible. Who else? JT has in mind-boggling peaks and valleys. Absolutely mind-boggling how his peaks and valleys are so extreme. He can have a week where he can have 2-3 weeks where he's batting like over 350, and then he'll have a 2-week stretch where he has 3 hits. 2-week stretch where he has 2 hits. The peaks and valleys from him are unreal. Unreal. Yeah, I don't get it. I appreciate the Mets fans trying to give me hope. I appreciate you guys. Like, I do have very nice Mets fans that are subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it. And if you are a Mets fan, that is you, and I recommend you do subscribe to the channel. And anyone else that is new, regardless if you're a Mets fan or not, Phillies fan, any other sports fan, regardless, subscribe to the channel. I very much appreciate it. But it won't really matter because the Mets always choke in September and October. Who knows? Who knows? I can't bring up LOL Mets because my team is going pain. That's all. I can't do that. I have no right to do it right now. So, I'm going to end it off, everybody. I appreciate everyone here that joins the streams as always. We'll figure out what we're doing this weekend. Maybe I'll just do a series recap with the Phillies and the Nationals. It really just depends on what happens. Saturday, maybe we'll do Stanley Cup final stuff. I'll keep you posted on that. But for right now, thank you for joining tonight. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Don't forget to check out everything in the description. Does me a great deal of service there. Also, what does me a great deal of service is, like I said earlier, hit that subscribe button. Join the TTP Sports family. We're getting closer and closer and closer to 800 subscribers. We just surpassed 750, so let's get closer to 800, and in time so, we get closer to 1,000. So, let's keep that, count up going, boys. Join the family. Join it. It's a fun time here. Maybe a miserable time most of the times, but fun nonetheless. Also, use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Don't pass it up. It's a fantastic deal. So, thank you everyone for joining tonight. I'll see you next time.